Hi everyone, welcome to episode 11 of the virtual coffee break. Today, Carina and I are going to be discussing, can promotions run the risk of devaluing your brand? Carina, yes or no?
Oh, I'm always going to give this both answer like I always do. So
Sitting on the fence, always.
always sitting on the fence, always see both sides. So yes, in short, yes, that you can run the risk of devaluing your brand through promotions. But it's also about you have to then take that step back and think about why you're running those promotions. What's your goal? And then thinking about the different types of promotions, and it all comes down to how much and the frequency and the length of time that you run a promotion.
I mean, like more or less every brand will do some type of promotion. Even your most established brands. Promotions can be anything. It can be anything from money off to
Yeah.
buy one get one free, or bundle packages. So bundle packages is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, everyone kind of does it, but
Yeah.
it's working out when to do it, why to do it, how often should I do it. I think all these things we can kind of cover. But generally speaking, how often should you do a promotion? Should you do it ongoing? Should you do it seasonally, just in certain holiday seasons?
Yeah, I think it's about, you've got to be careful with frequency because it's all about training the customer. I remember working with a brand years ago, and they used to always do these 50% offers so much that the customer got so used to it that the customer would never pay full price.
Yeah.
And that wasn't their goal. Their goal was just to boost sales now and again. But what they did was created this false illusion. Well, not really. They just created this customer that just knew that they were always going to get 50% off. And because it was so frequent and so almost timed that they knew when it would happen, end of month, let's say, that the customer would just wait and they wouldn't pay full price. And I know that I've found that with some businesses is that I know that they have awesome sales, and I'll probably wait until I know that that's an offer. So you've just then, if your business is not a 50% off business, you've created one, right? Which is probably not what your original goal was.
Yeah, I mean, you remember the days, how long are we talking? Was it just under 10 years ago when the likes of Groupon and things really came in the market? Brands were flooding to websites like that to offer additional value, discounts off. And it was like, oh, great, your sell-through rate goes through the roof. But actually, it can harm the brand. But I think to kind of look at it on the other side of things is that there is a level of importance offering promotions on a brand. You know, for example, if you're in the FMCG category and maybe you have to pay attention to things like expiry dates, and you've got a ton of stock sitting in your distribution center, then promotions are probably quite a fundamental part of your business, just to get rid of that kind of surplus of stock that you'd have.
Yeah, definitely. And I think when we work with brands, we always create a promotional calendar and an annual promotional calendar that looks at what are all the key events for that category. So let's say it's school supplies, then back to school is going to be a key event in the year. And then, you've got different events with different retailers. So with Amazon, you've got Black Friday, you've got Prime Day, and you want to build all those events because those are the times when you know that traffic is going to be higher. And traffic is going to be higher and probably sales are going to convert higher, but you still know that everybody else is going to be competing in that space as well. So you want to give the customer something and give them that deal. So the customers in a way are expecting that within there, but it is really important that you do have that promotional calendar, because we've had it otherwise where businesses are too reactive, right? Oh, let's run a promotion. Let's run it. Oh, I can't remember. When did we last run that promotion? And that's when it becomes a bit of a dangerous game. You want to plan that promotion out. And as you say, it's product life cycle as well. You could be a brand that has a new product. So you're not going to slash the price on your product from day one because you don't want to devalue it. But you might want to do an introductory offer, give people a bit of an incentive to buy the item, but not so much that you jeopardize your margins from day one.
A lot of it's about psychology as well,
Yeah.
because money off definitely portrays the impression that your brand is worth less. Whereas
Yeah.
buy this product and receive this as well, receive this additional item, actually doesn't make it feel the same. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
if I'm buying a product and I'm getting, you know, a cover or a cleaning kit for it, you know, if I'm buying an electrical item, all of a sudden the item doesn't seem devalued in my head. So I think that's always, personally, I definitely react better to added value, you know, particularly when if you're shopping on a brand's own website for the first time. I mean, what's the first thing that pops up on your screen? It's always that email saying, give us your email and receive 10 or 15% off. Actually, I definitely think I personally respond better to give us your email and receive, you know, an additional item. That's just my preference. Other people are really driven by price, but I think the psychology of it is an important part. So if you really are trying to create this, you know, luxurious based brand, or you know, keep the brand credibility there, then you want to probably think about adding things onto the experience rather than taking things away or reducing your price. Because the minute you're reducing your price, you're reducing your margins, and in theory you are reducing your margins anyway, adding another item, but you can control that better, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. And it's this whole thing of, if you go too much full on discount, that almost, when I see products with like 50% off, I'm automatically thinking it's end of season, right? Because that's a really strong saving. So is it a discontinued product? Because really, as you say, you know, when you sign up to a new site, they might give you X% off, or lure you in with a freebie or something, and that's just being a bit lighter. But as you go through that product life cycle, you get to the end, like you mentioned, with an expiration date, or it's end of season, then you're going to be a lot stronger.
Yeah.
But if you apply that from day one, that's, you know, that's probably not the image that you want to create. So it's always good to build that plan, and then build in that plan the level of discount and the type of promotion that you mentioned. Like, do you go for a bundle? Do you go for percentage off?
And I think a lot of it comes back to what we've discussed in previous podcasts, is where are you in the life cycle? Because if you're really at the beginning of your journey, then your main focus will be launching the brand and growing the brand. And then when you've done that and you've got a level of momentum behind the brand, you can then start to focus more on profitability. You would also then think that your brand awareness is in a stronger position. Brand loyalty is a bit of a debate. You know, are customers really loyal to brands? Some are, some are not. But when your brand awareness is increased, essentially, you might not need to rely on promotions as often as you did at the beginning of the process. However, it's finding the balance. Like you mentioned, if customers get into the mindset that I'll just wait because I know I'll get 30% off, you then potentially slow down your overall sales growth. So I think it's about, you know, it's about thinking like that, where you are in the customer life cycle, but it's also thinking, well, do I do it because every other brand's doing it in Q4, or actually, will my sales continue being healthy and strong anyway within a period when everyone else is discounting? Actually, is that how you differentiate yourself? Maybe you don't do anything. Maybe you pick the times to do promotions outside of when everyone else does it. Got to think outside the box in situations like that.
Yeah, completely. And I think online, especially Amazon, have muddied the water, let's say, with promotions, because of everybody's sort of, it's the everyday low prices, right? Which really puts it to the point where there's little room to even promote. And we deal with a lot of brands, sellers, vendors that go, well, actually, I can't go any low. I don't have any margin left to promote because we've gone for our lowest price on Amazon to attract the client. So it's that whole psychology of where actually businesses need to have that in their back pocket and use it when the right time comes. But then it's also about being creative as well, with bundles and freebies and all of that. And then you've got subscribe and save as another option. So there's so many different types of promotions that you can do, and it's just figuring out the right time and making sure that it applies relevant to your brand. Like if you're a premium brand, then you're definitely not going to want to start putting percentages off. You know, that's when premium brands work really well with a freebie. because you're giving something else, but you're maintaining that premium price on your product. You know, where you might be selling a food item and you give away a free recipe book, you know, or a supplement product and you give away a free training plan. And some businesses are doing that in the form of digital content as well, you know. So it doesn't have to necessarily be something so tangible.
Promotions is just one part of the marketing strategy. It's one branch of the tree in the same way as advertising is. So you definitely, my opinion would be that as a brand, you don't solely rely on it. But it should be part of your overall strategy, as should content strategy, as should advertising strategy. Get that in the play and have that as part of your marketing mix. Then you've got a really good ecosystem there of different things driving the brand forward. So, definitely. All right. Anything else to add, Carina? You wanted to?
No, I think that's it. I think the key here, if you are a business and you're considering your promotions, make sure you plan that annual plan. You think about how frequently should I be promoting, and not just promoting for the sake of promoting, because again, we talked about training your customer to, you know, you want to train them in the correct way so they do actually pay for your product full price. Thinking about the type of promotion, the level of discount as well. And I think that's really important. One other thing actually to jump in and say is, you know, we often get this question about the percentage versus the value, as in pound or dollars. It's interesting because there's psychology there. And we see both really, depending on the discount, but we definitely have seen recently a lot more success with the actual value, because people can calculate that quickly, as opposed to a percentage. But then if the pound value, let's say, is really low because it's a low price item and the percentage is high, then you might want to play with the percentage, because it's like what sounds more like you're getting a good deal.
Yeah, more off. Like, I think if it's like 10 or 20%, that's easy for most people to work out in their head. So when you start doing like 15%, I mean, some people can do that. Yeah, you're like, oh no, lost it. So yeah, that's a really good point. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, well, that's the end of the virtual coffee break. We need to get back to work. So thanks everyone for tuning in to episode 11. Please like our LinkedIn channel, like our YouTube channel, make comments. If you have any feedback for us, we're more than happy to respond to that. And next week, we'll be back at the same time. Not sure what we're discussing yet, Carina, but we'll figure something out.
Always a surprise.
Cool, thanks everyone.
Thanks everyone. Bye.